Welcome to foxsportsohio.com. I'm Sarah here with Rick Manning, where we're continuing our conversation with him about questions that you have that you've sent us via Facebook and Twitter. Our first question is from Ken on Twitter, and he wants to know, what is your favorite place to eat or hang out when you're on the road?
Well, there are a lot of different places we go to on the road when the opportunity is there. Day games and you have a night off or an off day. A couple of my favorite restaurants. One is in Seattle called the Metropolitan Grill. Downtown Seattle, they got great seafood, great steaks. It's just a great place to dine, and it's always been one of my favorites. Another is in Phoenix, Arizona. It's called Mastro's Ocean Club, which is one of the best restaurants, I think, in the country. We only go there once in a while because we don't play the Diamondbacks very often, but I live there in the off season, so I get a chance to go there in the wintertime. And there's a place in New York called Del Frisco's Steakhouse. It's tremendous, and they're around. But there are so many good ones, but those would be probably my top three.
It's got to be pretty awesome traveling and getting to see all those places and dine at all those awesome restaurants. Our last question is from Natalie on Facebook, and she wants to know, did you ever have any pregame superstitions or rituals? And if you didn't, did any players around you have any?
I didn't really have any. I was a guy that played every day, so it was just you go out there and you do your thing. Some days you feel good, some days you feel bad. Maybe if you have a good day, you try to stick to a similar routine, but it's hard to do over the course of 6 months. But there was a couple of guys that had routines or rituals. I'd say the strangest one I've ever seen would be Kevin Romberg, who we played back in the 80s. He came up back in the I think the early 80s, and he had a routine that you couldn't touch him. I mean, if you touched him, he'd have to touch you last. And I mean, guys would run around and drive this guy crazy trying to touch him, and he could only make left turns. He would never make a right turn. Anytime he walked up to home plate, he'd walk up to home plate and make a left turn. There was a lot of different strange things. You'd have to talk to him about all of them, but I'll tell you what, it was pretty weird, and that might be the strangest I've ever seen.
Wow, that's a new one. I haven't heard one like that yet. That's pretty cool. All right, well, thank you for watching, and make sure to check out more of our videos on foxsportsohio.com.
You're welcome.